All right. We are live. Once again, we're going to be doing these lives every Monday at 5 p.m. So, make sure you put that in your calendar. You guys should be seeing it just kind of naturally pop up for you. But, today we're going to be showing some deals. We're going to be looking at some communities, seeing if there's some price cuts in some communities. We're going to start in the Orlando area. We do have an article, and we're going to look at some home sales as well, just to see, have there been some homes that have sold over asking price? Interesting, right? So if you do come in here, let us know where you're watching from. Hit the like button. Usually have like Corey or somebody with me, but it's just myself today. Just let me know where you're watching from so I can acknowledge that. That usually helps us out here. So make sure you hit the like button, jump in. All I'm going to do today, this is what I'm going to do, okay? First, I want to start off by talking about the market. I want to talk about today's market versus 4 to 5 years ago, right, when the pandemic hit, and the reason I have such a fire in my belly when it comes down to selling new homes or helping people with new homes. We have a few people in here right now watching from New Jersey. We're starting to get a lot more New Jersey. Lutz, Florida, not too far from us here. And watching from Wesley Chapel. Love it, love it, love it. Make sure you guys hit the like button for us. But starting off with the market that we have today versus the market that we had 6 to 5 years ago, especially in new construction, right? When prices rose quickly and these builders, they had the ball in their court. And I'm telling you right now, the whole attitude was different, right? We come on the channel all the time and we talk about how we help people save thousands of dollars and we get these special interest rates. And you can even see on these websites, right, the promotional rates that they're giving. They're being it's like the nice flirtatious woman that's like, come date me, versus the person 5 years ago that was mean and, everybody loved them and they're like, get off me, don't talk to me. So, it's a totally different market, and we're actually starting to see some of the consequences of that. So just today I had some insider information about a big master plan community that we sell in, that the builders in there weren't allowing people to do inspections on their homes, and now we're finding that there are some issues that are happening. So before I speak on that, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel so we can update you on that. We want to be very accurate when it comes to giving out that type of information. So, but yeah, we were running into, there was times where we had to make offers on homes and they were all going over asking price. And they were saying, if you have an inspection, don't even make an offer. We don't want an inspection. We want, to the highest bidder on the home, and no, we're not going to pay your representative XYZ. And all of a sudden everything has changed. So I personally think that this is the market to take advantage of, me personally, because if you're somebody that is waiting on the sideline for a price drop, right, or rates to come down, that's the type of market you're going to see again. Not necessarily the price drop, I'll be honest with you, right? We'll talk more about that, but definitely, like, if those rates come down, which we're getting 3.99s right now fixed, like how much further do you want to see your rates come down? It's not going to be a fun market, people, right? So this is the time to take advantage of it. It feels so good going through this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the Orlando communities, kind of the greater Orlando area. Maybe we'll dive into the Tampa or Polk area after this. I'm not going to guarantee any promises with that, but we're just going to see where we're seeing some price drops on homes that are already built. So let me know where you're watching from. Hit the like button, and we'll dive right on into it. Somebody says, for me, the rate doesn't bother me. The price is what needs to come down, in my opinion. Yeah, so just on that real quick, in order for the prices to come down, we need to build more homes, right? Let's jump into that while we got it here. So there's an article right here, right? So Florida home prices ease with more new homes. And you see right here, home prices have been rising faster in the Midwest due to affordability and in the Northeast due to limited inventory, right? And it goes on to say, states including Florida and Texas are seeing price corrections due to the increase in new construction over the years. So the newer homes that we're building in Florida has been helping some of the resale prices. And today we're also going to see some of the new construction prices as well. So if you're somebody that is focused on the prices of homes, then you should be advocating for more building. The more building, the more competition, right? Now, with that being said, I guess while we're on that as well, anybody in the Florida market, whether you're an agent or you're a seller, you know that it's hard to compete with new construction right now, right? We're getting great rates. We're getting great deals for our clients, lower insurance cost, warranties on your home. Is that affecting the sale of my home? And the answer is, for a lot of people, yes, it is. It's not the same market that it used to be. But for those who have some uniqueness in your home, if you follow our channel and we're helping you buy these new construction homes, we want to almost warranty your home with us by saying you better have some uniqueness in your home. So let's see here. These are some homes recently in the greater Orlando. Oh, this is kind of like the obviously Winter Garden, Horizon West, Claremont area that have sold. Let's see here if I got it. Do I have it? I might not have it for you guys. I might have minimized the screen. These homes right here have sold over asking price. And here it is. Look, this is a home right here built in 2019. The list price was $583 and it sold for $680. And this is a newer home. I'm sorry that it looks like this. I had it all set up for you guys. Nice. Once again, here goes another home built in 2024. Asking list price was 1.13 and they sold for 128, right? And the list goes on and on. So although, yes, new construction homes are affecting sales in the market, it's not for everybody, right? So just take that with a grain of salt here. So, okay, cool. Let's run down this and see if there are any communities that have some price drops. Right here, we have the Oaks at Kelly Park in Apopka. By Toll Brothers, got about a $11,000 price drop. This is for you out there, Mr. Zach. And then we got Esplanade Center at Lake Ranch. This is in St. Cloud, $62,000 price drops. Now, remember, these are kind of estimations. And if you want to be able to go through a list like this, all you have to do is go to morefla.com. You scroll down. By the way, if you want to find your home value, you could type that in right there. Go right down here, and you'll be able to search new homes right there. Okay, be able to go through this same list like that. Best way to reach us, team at morefla.com. Send us an email there. So if you're in here, hit the like button. Let me know where you're watching from. Let's go through this together. Also, good opportunity now. Ask your questions now, okay? I'm not going to be on here all evening, but I do want to know if you're looking in certain areas. I do want to know if you're looking for certain price points. Any questions that you might have, make sure you drop them in for us, okay? Okay, so we have Lake Deer Estates in Point Siena, about $10,000, average price drop. The Reserve at Twin Lakes, that's in St. Cloud, $55,000 price drop. I'll try to put the morefla.com in the link down below, so you guys anybody watching on rerun can click on that and search some homes if they want to. In Leesburg, you have the Groves at White Marsh, $37,000 price reduction. Now, I did specify these are communities that have homes that are completed, right? So these aren't base prices that are moving up and down. This is right up your alley right here, Mr. Zach. So you got homes that are sitting around and these builders need to sell them, right? So they have caught up to what I would say they have caught up to the demand. Technically, no, right? When you're reading articles, we're still kind of under with the supply, right? We still need to kind of catch up to the demand. But from me to you, right? We have a lot of homes to choose from right now, and these builders need to sell their homes, right? And so we're starting to see that. Homes in Palm Bay, Florida by Bayside Lakes or Waterstone. Reach out to us if you haven't. We have been getting a lot of people that have been reaching out to us in that Vieira area, in that Melbourne area, all the way up to Palm Bay. So we're actually bringing on an agent in that area right now. So make sure you reach out to us, okay? So let's see here. Yep, so we have Bronson Peak by Toll Brothers, the Juniper Collection, and that's in Apopka, $33,000 reduction there. Cyrene at Harmony, that's by DRB Homes, and that's in St. Cloud. St. Cloud is building a ton. Okay. Once again, here we go. So we got another one. So we got Pine Grove Reserve by Richmond American Homes. If you know our channel, if you watch our channel, our number one value builder of the year last year was Richmond American Homes, right? So they did so much level one. They're cut from the cloth of level 3, meaning select a lot, structural options, finishes. But last year, they really pushed into that inventory model, and they have been chasing affordability, not in all areas, but Richmond American is definitely one of those builders. They do things a little differently, and you can get quality deals. I think the lowest interest rate we got somebody last year was at 3.75, fixed, right? Fixed, and that was with Richmond. So, So Matt loves blueberry pie. Said, listen to the pod last week with the Wesley Chapel King. Shout out to you, Corey. Corey, I hate to say it. I think Corey's on vacation, guys. I know this is a different area, but curious if you guys have looked into Bellamy Crossings. Lease is ending next July. Matt, if you could, send me an email, team@morefla.com. You could just say blueberry pie in the subject line, and I promise you we'll get back to you on that right there, okay? All right, let's move on. Let's move on here. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Geez, I got like half likes versus the amount of people that are in here, okay? Oviedo. So we have All in Square by Beezer Homes. Solid builder. They up to about $40,000 off of homes. Leesburg, Silver Lake Point. That's by Stanley Martin. $8,000. Lake Mary. Okay, so we have Toll Brothers, which, by the way, Toll Brothers is cutting a lot of their prices. We actually have a few clients right now under contract with Toll Brothers, and they want the to-be-built route. But you guys know how we operate, right? When these homes are inventory homes or they're sitting on the market and they need it, that's where we can get up to $51,000 up, right? Like, and that's just what they're offering. I do want to put a disclaimer out there. We do so much. When you show us $50,000 or $51,000 off of a home, we don't see it as let's go get $51,000 off. We see it as there's opportunity there, right? So then we just go through our protocol and our procedures to get more. Now, keep in mind for everybody, and this is a good one for you too, Zach. The last thing the builder wants to do, and this is how we structured the way that we put together our offers. The last thing the builder wants to do is drop the price. Why? Because look at this. Everybody can go to morefla.com and see what the prices are, right? So we get so much behind. We get so much behind the price point, right? And incentives and add-ons, and depending on what terms you're in. I don't know if you got a lease or if you got a home that you need to sell contingency. So we try to squeeze all of that out before we start really attacking that price. And from me to you guys, that doesn't mean we're not going to attack the price, okay? But just have some strategy in place, by the way. Got to have some strategy in place. Okay, in Groveland, Cypress Bluff by KB Homes, $15,000 off. Eustis, love Eustis. So like one of my very first new construction anything that I've done, I actually sold land in Eustis to a developer for KB Homes, which is not this community right here. But yeah, that was my very first time. Like, man, people are making money in new construction. Okay, so $37,000 off of that. So you have Winter Garden Horizon Isle by Khov, and that is $75,000 off. That's big because check this out. Check out their price points. $75,000 is a lot when you're starting at $691 up to $821. Kind of weird numbers, right? $990. That's another thing that DR does too, right? They always finish with $990. Is weird. Okay. All right, so you have Woodside Preserve, that's in Orlando, by Toll Brothers. Guys, come on now. Another thing to hit on too, right? And I wish I had Corey on here. So like we brought on Corey because Corey was working, which is the Wesley Chapel King, by the way, guys. He was working for a new builder. So like one of our pillars in our builder, in our process, in our built method, is having insider builder access. When we know what the builder's doing, when we know what their heartbeat is, it's easier for us to make moves. So like he's really good at understanding when the end of the fiscal year is, right? When they need to make these sales, when are they going to be able to just give these things away, and a good opportunity to strike. But I think that could be something that Toll Brothers is going through right now. Okay. Okay, so we have the Silverleaf Reserve bungalows, and that's in Winter Garden, so up to $39,000 off. We have Emerson Point by MI, that's in Apopka, up to $55,000 off. Boop 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 boop. KHAV, up to $50,000 off. That's the Four Seasons. It's a pretty niche community. Okay, let's see if anybody. Somebody says, looking to move to Tampa for work. Current looking at Riverview and thoughts about it as a destination. Riverview, man, the best way for me to explain Riverview, if any of you know Central Florida, to me, it's like Orlando's Davenport, right? There's a lot of traffic, a lot of bedroom communities, a lot of people that are just getting to work and coming home. So it just creates a lot of traffic. I think the infrastructure there is trying to catch up, but like, what more can you do? Because Riverview intersects with a lot of major roads. And so there's just so much easy access, like once you get off of, when you get to those main roads. But I guess the best way for me to explain it is it feels like a crowded area that people are just coming home, chasing, the price point that they want to be in, because there's not much in Riverview that's appealing to people, except for the fact that you're in close proximity to getting to Tampa or the airport, or go down to the Skyway to get to St. Pete and that sort of thing. So nothing wrong with it. I just think that there's a lot of people that like it, much like Davenport. Okay. Somebody says, I'm not sure if you said this already, but are these builders covering realtor fee? I will tell you guys this. I love you to death. We've been as honest with you as we possibly could throughout the years. They're paying beyond what they're doing with you guys. And I say this with a chip on my shoulder, because I have personally been screwed over by builders in the past in that other market that I told you was not fun, right? So I've helped people find homes, build homes, and not get paid by the builder. So they're waving the flag out front now, like, please come buy my home too. And they're doing the same thing to us. Yeah, so they are covering the fees and more. Okay, so 2025, we haven't charged a client a dime at all. Okay, so make sure you reach out. That's why I say it's a no-brainer to have representation. I always bring up the analogy of Aunt Susan, which is, somebody that has their realtor license. But like, for me to you, if you can have somebody that has some experience, go for it, please. Okay, so the Waters at Center Lake Ranch, and that's Taylor Morrison in St. Cloud. St. Cloud has quite a bit of price drops. That's $68,000. Avalon Park, Tavares single family homes. That's Stanley Martin, $61,000. Eden Crest by Horizon Homes. That is a builder I will tell you I have not done business with. We've done business with pretty much all of them, but this one we have not. But $20,000 off. That's in Apopka. See if we can get to Steve, looking to move to Port St. Lucie. Let us know. I mean, we don't have any agents in Port St. Lucie. That's one of those areas that we've actually had a few clients that have reached out to us that knew exactly where they wanted to be. They did their own research, but buying a new home in Florida is like buying a new home in Florida, right? So like, we still have helped them out, took them through the process, inspections, all that good stuff. Okay, in Winter Springs, Hickory Grove by Mattamy Homes, $51,000 off. Grand Island, that's the Groves at Grand Island by Stanley Martin Homes, up to $32,000 off. In Kissimmee, you have Aiden at North at Westview. Okay, so this is Taylor Morrison. They're saying $29,000 off. What's the name of the community inside of? I'll get it for you guys, but we just got word that Lennar is selling all of their. It's the community inside of Kissimmee where Taylor Morrison and Lennar are both sharing. We actually did a breakdown on it a few months back, but we just got word that Lennar is potentially selling off all of their lots in there. So dinner bell people, right? Reach out to us if you want that information. Kevin says, looking to buy in St. Cloud or Davenport, looking for a 4 to 5 bedroom around $350, possible. Davenport for sure. St. Cloud possibly too as well, but make sure you reach out to us because there's a lot. Davenport has a lot, much like St. Cloud too, much like St. Cloud. But like what we would want to dig into is like why those areas, where are you going to be working, where are you going to be living, and because that's going to fall into the deal as well. Because if we find two things that are just about the same, how are we going to have that tiebreaker for you? But reach out to us. We actually have agents in both areas. We'll be able to help you out. Okay. Hawks Run Kissimmee by Starlight Homes, up to $30,000 off. Winter Garden, you got Parkview at Hamlin. Okay. This is by Ashton Woods. I actually like Ashton Woods as a builder. $44,000 off. Kevin says he works remote. Cool. So yeah, reach out to us. I mean, so you're saying St. Cloud or Davenport, you're working remote. I would say there are a few areas that could be more affordable than that could still be equidistant to some things when you're not working. All right. So like that's kind of that's where our headspace would be when we're working for you. But I think we can find you something. I really do. Okay. Okay. So, hey, Stanton 2534 already signed up here and ready to start working with your group. Got your man Chris G looking for me. That's Chris Galliano, the knockout king for everybody. Man, you got a good one. You got a good one on your hand. He's going to go to bat for you for sure. Parkview at Hamlin, we already did that. Ashton Woods, Hawks Run Kissimmee, that's by Starlight Homes, 30,000. We already did that. Let's see if we can get through here. Mineola, love Mineola. Anybody in the chat ever been to Mineola, seen Mineola, thought of Mineola? Mineola is like, man, I remember my first time seeing it. It's you just don't see it in Florida. I think one of the highest points in Florida is either in or just outside of Mineola. So although those hills might not be like wowing to a lot of people not from Florida, to Floridians, yes, very much so. So Serene at Mineola by Meritage Homes, up to $20,000 off. No, heck no. This is a good question here. So somebody says, thanks for answering my question. I'm looking to buy a home to 12 to 18 months. Is that too early to reach out? Absolutely not. Make sure you reach out because, and this is not me saying that it's going to be this way, but you would be surprised when people reach out to us. And we've been working with people going on 3 years now. So like reach out to us. There's no harm in that at all. But let's get you a pulse on the market and what's happening and the deals that are in the market. That way, you never know. Like some people, sometimes, especially when it comes to like a lease, like this morning we had somebody reach out to us and said, hey, we have a lease we do not want to break. And it's like $6,000 to break the lease. Some of these deals are so good, it's like worth breaking the lease. But that is totally up to you. Once again, like I said, we have great clients that we've been working with for going on 3 years now. Don't mind it at all. So make sure you reach out to us, okay? All right, let's see here. Okay, here's one. It's starting to dry up now. So the Sanctuary by KB. This is in Claremont, probably one of Claremont's most affordable communities out there. This is by KB, up to $12,500 off. This is a good one, right? So if you like Claremont, if you like Disney, if you like what's going on in that whole section of kind of like north of I-4, the Sanctuary at KB actually has some affordable homes. Now, it's KB, right? So we consider that to be a level 3 product because technically you can do some structural changes. You can go to their design studio and design the home, but it's at the most affordable point of level 3. Okay, cool. So that's a good community. Once again, you go to morefla.com. Very simple. Scroll down. You could shop new homes right there if you want to, okay? If you got any questions about those homes, you could just, create a quick account and notate. We get people that fill out forms all the time about that we can help out, okay? Let's see here. In Sanford, Bel Air Place by Starlight Homes, $14,000 off. Mount Dora Season at Wakiva Ridge. This is by Richmond American Homes, $13,000 off. K-Hob in Orlando, Vidara. Not familiar with that community, but I need to be. Check this out. $116,000 off. I'm going to make a quick note on that one here. Yeah. Okay. So Estates at Rivercrest. This is in Rivercrest. I'm so sorry. This is in Sanford. $66,000 off. That's by MI Homes. Okay, so somebody says, what are the biggest benefits to buying into communities as the first person in? I got an insider. Okay, so we've shown this before on the channel. And once again, if you from the beginning part of this video here, the last thing the builder wants to do is drop that price, right? So they have no problems upping the price, and they do it all the time, right? Especially in communities that are of quality, right? And you really got to eyeball the builders what builder is that community building in, or yeah, exactly what I just said, right? So just keep an eye on what builders, what features are in the community, what's coming to the area, and I promise you the demand will be there and the prices will continue to go up. But the benefits to it are it's equity growth, right? Now, keep in mind, if you want to buy in that community and sell within a year or two, if it's a huge master plan community, be careful. Okay, because you got to make sure you got to ride the wave of what's going on with the market. Some of these master plan communities are being built 6 years out, 7 years out, right? So, and just as good as the deal as we got you, we're doing that for other people behind you as well, right? So they got to compete with that. You have to compete with that if you look to sell. But just kind of, once again, the idea for these builders is they don't want to drop the price. They want to increase the price, if anything, right? If they drop the price, they're going to let all of the homeowners down, okay? KB Homes, depends on where too. Depends on where. Okay, talk to me. send me an email or a text on that one, right? I think if it's something that's insider, like I don't want to break it to anybody. I guess to everybody, but I'd have to see what the community is, where it's at, where their price points are. But ideally, getting in is more equity growth, right? The builders want to kind of increase the price little by little. So Apopka, Meadowlark Landing by Mattamy Homes, $21,000 off. By the way, anybody in here, is anybody in here considering buying a new construction home? If so, would you say no to having a third-party inspector? If you had the opportunity, and by the way, if you weren't working with anybody, if you weren't working with an agent, the builder, and I just went to one the other day, the builder says you don't need, they were trying to convince somebody to not get the third-party inspection, right? Because they were saying the new home orientation, we're going to walk you through all of that, and if nothing's working, if something's not working, that's what the warranty is for, right? They were trying to convince somebody to not use the third-party inspection, right? So I would love to know if that would be, I don't think it's, but at the end of the day, it's your call, right? But we always like to tell everybody, if you can, do it. We've shown you reports on the channel before. Another thing, too, we're going to be bringing on a home inspector to talk more about those home inspections. Matt says, based on listening to you guys, I'm not buying without one. Listen, I'm glad that you said that, right? Because we're not saying it to scare you guys. Once again, 2020, when there was lines of people waiting outside of new construction homes and the builders were saying, I'm not paying your representation. By the way, if you don't have a home inspection, if you want a home inspector, step to the side. We're going to sell it to somebody else. We're starting to see there's a particular community that's having issues because of that. So once again, I want to get all this information straight before we release it to you guys, but good call. Good call. Okay, so Towns at Greenleaf by Oviedo, $38,000 off. Sanford Estates at Lake Jessup, $77,000 off. Anybody here ever been to downtown Sanford? Would love to know what your thoughts of downtown Sanford is. Noah Estates at Tuscan, and that is by LGI Homes. Whoo, boy, do I have a story about LGI. Remember I was telling you about the chip on my shoulder when I was younger? There was an elderly couple I was helping with LGI before. And we got all the way into contract with them. This is when I first started YouTube, and they were like, hey, I want to make sure that I have some representation on my side. You know, somebody that knows what's going on. My wife's not living here right now, all the good stuff. They waited until we went under contract and my clients put money down. And when my clients filled out their information card, they'll sit you down and they're like, give me your information and all of that stuff. LGI asked, how did you hear about us? And my clients checked that they got a flyer in the mail. LGI didn't say anything then. They waited until they went under contract, put the deposit down, got far along into their into their contract, and then they said, you know what, you can't have representation because you checked that you heard from our marketing from a flyer. So LGI is one of those. LGI is one of those builders for sure. So, all right, in Leesburg, Fox Point at River's Edge by Meritage, $50,000 off. Question for everybody. Master plan community or no? By the way, this week we have a community that we're going to be showing you inside of Plant City. It's about 151 homes. Really good price for the value. They're doing level 3 stuff out there. Big 75-foot front lots. So make sure you follow the channel so you can take a look at that community right there. It's an awesome community. But with that being said, what's more important to everybody out there? Like, because our job is to help you out, and we're not supposed to make decisions for you, but like, do you prefer bigger master plan communities with a lot of amenities, or if you had the opportunity, would you go smaller community, less amenities? I would love to know. Let me know. Okay, let's see here. Tavares, Seasons at Waterstone. That's Richmond American, $27,000 off. I'm going to talk to Corey about that, Zach. I'll talk to Corey about that one right there. Corey lives in Wesley Chapel, so he'll be able to kind of swing in and get a pulse for that. I'd love to see like what their price points are starting at for sure. Send us an email if you could, Zach. team@morefla.com. That's the best way. I promise you we'll take care of you. I promise you. Okay, so we have Kissimmee, Seasons at Big Sky, Richmond American, $13,000 off. Let's get through this. St. Cloud, we have Trinity Place, $19,000 off. That's Landsea Homes. Tara Haven in St. Cloud, $9,000 off. That's Horizon Homes. So we have Haven Oaks in Orlando, $84,000 off by Toll Brothers. Guys, we are seeing this trend with Toll Brothers right now. Toll Brothers, level 3 builder. They do some spec homes. We have a few clients under contract with Toll Brothers right now. They have a really quality process. Like, their customer service is great. Their product is good. Is it like we're always skeptical regardless of what we go into. But man, if you're looking for a quality level 3 product like Toll Brothers, like, this could be an opportunity for you to peak, because we're seeing it everywhere, right? So they may be entering their fiscal year right here, and they're just trying to, hit their quota, whatever they need to hit. So Stanton says, every day I'm hustling. Love the song, by the way. Not at my age. This is why I'm getting your team. When you do it every day, you know the pitfalls, you know the people to work with for your client. You're exactly right. Like, we have gone through some BS, so you guys don't have to. That's kind of what we preach here. So Ellington Place in St. Cloud, Ashton Woods, $50,000 off. Let's see if we can see another Toll Brothers in here somewhere. Landsea Homes in Eustis, $30,000 off. Now I'm just interested in seeing if we can see Toll Brothers. Harvest at Ovation by Taylor Morrison. This is perfect right here. So we did the community breakdown in Plant City today. I'm pretty sure you have some of the same floor plans in this community, Harvest at Ovation, that you do inside of Plant City, except these are rear load homes here. And the price points, I'm telling you, you need to check down that breakdown. Big lots too, big lots. Sanford, you have Towns at Riverwalk. That's by Beezer. $34,000 off. And Ashton Woods, Sunbrook, that's in St. Cloud, $31,000 off. Hit the like button if you guys are in here watching for me, please. We're getting there. We are getting there. Man, Zach, you have some great questions. How much do you think the lot premium would be for a 26,000 square foot cul-de-sac with a pond in the back? Oh, every community is different. So today I did a community breakdown too, by the way. If you don't know, we have Dan that's working with us down in Lakewood Ranch. That's in the Sarasota area. $500,000 lot premium down there. If that goes to tell you anything, right? It's location. And I think inside of the community that we were in today, it was like under $100,000 inside of the Plant City community. I have to recheck my notes. Watch the community breakdown. We'll be able to tell you. But that's all relative to the community. I need to see where their price points are. We need to do some comparables into some of the surrounding communities and see. But love what you're saying. Right? I love cul-de-sac lot with the pond. We always preach having those non-duplicatable lots or lots. Once again, the homes that we were just showing you that we're selling over asking in this type of market, I can guarantee you they have some uniqueness to them, and it starts with the lot. Okay? The bricks at the packing district, Toll Brothers, okay, $35,000 off. Once again, Toll Brothers, this is a total different product right here. If any of you all haven't been to the packing district, really, really neat. These are 3-story luxury condos here with the terrace at the top. They're gorgeous, but, very niche product. Very, very niche product. I mean, you're very expensive townhome, I would say. But really neat walking district down there in the packing district. But there goes another Toll Brothers for us. Let's see if we can find more. We're on to something, people. We're on to something. All right, Silverleaf Reserve by Meritage Homes. That's in Winter Garden. $101,000 off of the, once again, right? Our team sees this. We don't see, let's go get $100,000 off. We see green light to start working our magic, okay? Acure Estates, that's by Beezer Homes in Apopka, $73,000 off. Groveland Trinity Lakes, love the community, $30,000 off. That's Landsea Homes. Good product out there. A lot of people that were working inside of Ridgeview in Claremont. If it was getting a little expensive out there, then we would run out to Trinity Lakes. If proximity is decent for you, then it was a good community. Tyson Reserve St. Cloud by Ashton Woods, $13,000 off. Let's see, Meritage Homes, the Meadow at Cross Prairie, St. Cloud, $15,000 off. Deer Lake, I'm just going to run through this real quick and just see if I can, I'm on to something right now. If I see something that stands out, okay, this is a decent one. Lake Star at Ovation. This is in Winter Garden by MI Homes. This is a really neat community. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? Oh, maybe you can't. Maybe my screen won't allow you to see it. It won't. What's up with that? Okay. But okay, so MI Homes inside of like the Winter Garden Horizon West area, really close to Disney. $33,000 off of their homes. They're doing a really nice product out there. They are. That one stands out to me. Let's see. Let's catch up to some of these. Same exact client stories. Here we help a ton. Yeah, I'm glad this stuff's helping you guys. Like, once again, we put it out there to help you. I think there's no value in us showing you communities, talking about price points and, what they're offering. I think there's more value in showing you what is really happening. And sometimes it's like, maybe it sounds like we're scaring you guys, but like, okay, when I was younger and my parents didn't want me to do something, they'd scare the crap out of me and I wouldn't do it, right? I wouldn't jump off the house, whatever it is. So if it scares you, maybe it does help. I don't know. Let's see here. I'm going to buzz through, see if we can find some stuff. Meritage. Seeing a few Meritages in there too. We have a few pages left. Another perk to working with us is we always talk about our preferred sales reps or our PSRs on our team. Man, we have gone through the gauntlet of who you should not be working with, right? So like a builder like Richmond American, for instance, some of the best deals that we've ever had, some of the worst experiences that I ever had. This is not trashing Richmond, but there are some reps that you should not be working with them. It is what it is, right? Like we cannot control the person that clocks in and clocks out. So we know who not to work with. We have our preferred sales reps that we want to do all of our deals with because it just makes the process smooth, right? We're not going through the gauntlet of BSing and, late to things, et cetera. So like, we just want to get to who's going to send our offers up, who's afraid to send your offers up to management because management told them on Monday, don't send us any offers that aren't at asking price. With our PSRs, they know how we operate. We're going to submit some stuff. Okay, so let's see here. Eden at Crossberry. I want to see some Toll Brothers now. Taylor Morrison, Waterstone. This is in Groveland. It kind of falls off here. A couple more pages. Keegan Crossing, Meritage. Damn, they're still selling out there? Holy cow. Good affordable homes, man. I think the prices have been dropping out there, honestly. So 333, 339. This is Meritage again. We're starting to see a lot of Meritage too, people. I'm going to jot that down. Meritage is more of a level 2 product. Find the home. Here's 2 to 3 packages that we build that home in. Which one would you like? You can get it built. But $26,000 off. Here goes the Toll Brothers right here. Riverside Oaks Estates Collection. So we actually have clients in this community right now that are building homes out there. Gorgeous homes. I know they have some inventory. The construction manager told me specifically, I have homes that I need to sell. So this is really cool because this community actually has a private boat slip. It's on the river. Obviously, if you guys haven't been downtown Sanford, it's gorgeous, but up to $40,000 off there. All right, so how does the process look for a prospective buyer with you guys, and how you see the Tampa market heading price-wise in 12 plus months? So Tampa market is a broad one for us. Like, we'd like to think of Wesley Chapel all the way down to like the Waimama area, Tampa. So it's a really broad stroke. There's some areas in there. Somebody asked earlier about like Riverview. Riverview we see is a little more of a stagnant market. Now, places inside of Wesley Chapel are going to continue to grow quickly because it's newer infrastructure, more jobs that are coming to the area, a little more space at the moment. But the types of jobs that are coming to the area, and I think just more quality builders. But I think places like Riverview are a little more of a stagnant kind of a place. And then when you start to work south, you get, I don't want to say no man's land, but you just get into those areas that have been around for a while. They're a little older, kind of sitting for a little bit. So you might have a community that's right outside of like, you know, you have some older ran down homes right outside of there, maybe a little bit of land. But I've never been somebody to give expectations of where the market is going. I can tell you where it's at right now. And I think that I really think this is the soft spot that needs to be hit right now, because if you look into, I don't want to get political here, but like they're really pushing for rates to come down. Like, what happens when the rates come down, right? Like, everybody wants these rates to come down, which is like whatever you guys want it to be, but there's gonna be a big rush to the market, okay? And I think that areas like Wesley Chapel are steadily growing right now, like at a perfect rate. But working with us, reach out to us. We have a lot of questions that we want to ask, okay? Like, I think it would be terrible of us to just say, okay, you want a 3-bedroom home? Let me find you the best 3-bedroom home. We want to know why. We want to know where. I think all of that comes into play when making a decision for you. But once again, we haven't charged our clients anything 2025. Make sure you reach out to us, team@morefa.com. Find a few more before we hop off here. Any questions that you guys might have before we do hop off, or we're coming to an end? Keegan Crossing. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Totally free. Totally free. Here we go. Toll Brothers again. In Apopka. Claremont. Let's see here. By Beezer Homes. Okay. $60,000 off. Ventinier Reserve Homes. My biggest thing to answer some of your guys' questions is, do not be the person that emails us or texts us after they're under contract asking for advice or information. Love you to death, but we cannot do anything about that, okay? So if you're going to make the decision to go straight to the builder, do it, but do it with some oomph. If you're going to do it, right? But like, we get calls and emails all the time when people that are under contract, and it's the toughest thing, I think, in my job because like somebody that's been watching our videos, and you can't do like it almost feels like you're pushing them to the side, but it is what it is. Like, legally, we can't do anything about that. I cannot consult you if you're under contract with the builder. Okay. Seasons at Lakeside Tavares, $33,000 off. Let's see here. Lady Lake, Florida. Miranda, $12,000 off. Let's see. Holly Hills, Trinity Family Builders, okay, which is, to me, I know they're not saying it, but Trinity Family Builders, I think, is having a little bit of a brain fart here. Not Beezer. Who's in Ridgeview? Who the heck is in Ridgeview in Claremont? Either way, it'll come to me. Area near Orlando, you think you can get an excellent home for the price $350, a nice size home? It depends on what near Orlando means, right? Like you were bringing up earlier, St. Cloud. St. Cloud's near Orlando. It's possible. There's a lot of new construction homes in St. Cloud right now. Some of these builders are ending their fiscal year. It really depends on your expectation of what builder you want. I know we can do that in Davenport. I think we could I know you said 4 to 5 bedrooms. Like I'm trying to fixate ourselves on like 5 bedrooms already. 4 bedrooms would kind of close the deal, but 5 bedrooms, definitely the cherry on top. But definitely possible. Okay, cool. I'm going to let you guys go. We got 27 in here right now. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Also, if you have any questions, you can drop it down on one of our comments down below on the rewatch. But we're going to be doing this every single Monday at 5. We're going to be bringing on an inspector here very, very soon. I'm going to be talking about that community that we were getting complaints on, some of the people that are living in that community on. I think this is all coming from not being able to get inspections done back when the COVID market was around, right? And I say the COVID market. COVID didn't cause the builders to say you can't get an inspection done, but the demand did, right? So if you guys are waiting for rates to come down, it's not going to be as fun as it is right now. Right now, it's like fun. Okay? So love you guys. Catch you guys on the next one. See ya.